from darkness to light. This journey begins with small baby steps. 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards. You see, we learn from our mistakes and grow. Every step we take, we can learn from it. In this moment in time, the dragons have trained around 67 generations. All the villagers have been trained by the dragons. In fact, all the villagers lived a peaceful life. They understood and were aware of the laws of the universe. Unfortunately, the country was about to go to war. Not only that, but there was a huge drought. And that wasn't bad enough. Every male was going to be drafted, whether they liked it or not. The dragons and the elders held some meeting and pondered what to do. They decided that the entire village was to move into the cave with the dragons. The dragons never truly investigated how large the cave was. Well, you know kids, they love to go to places that are off limits. You tell them not to go there, and that's the first place they will go to. They discovered this cage was huge. I mean, enormous. It went on for miles. There was huge underground rivers and vast lakes. Millions of people could live there. So, the villagers moved in. They found a great place by a huge lake to call home. David, the scientist dragon, found out a way to flood sunlight in the sky during the daylight hours. They had fire. Every fire dragon can create fire from their breath. Slowly, dragons and man learn how to live in harmony together. All of the villagers will still continue their training. In fact, now many of the teachers were the villagers themselves. They had daily and weekly meetings to talk about how to improve the quality of life. You see, everyone knew that they were all on the same boat together. No longer did greed exist. If there were any disagreements, both sides would love to work things out. You see, through the generations, they learned to be highly evolved and mature human beings. Today, we are still in the kindergarten phase. Take a look at politics in America. Need I say more? For example, most of the houses were created out of wood. In Tibet, wood is a scarce commodity. They needed to conserve it and use it wisely. They came up with a plan to only use wood if the tree has fallen on the ground. Once again, David had a series of meetings to talk about a new way to build houses. They had a series of meetings, and in 6 months' time, they built a prototype. When it was revealed, the dragons and man were speechless. The house was built using hemp. Hemp is grown nationwide in Tibet. It is super strong. As a matter of fact, it is one of nature's strongest materials. The dragons knew how to communicate with Mother Earth. She gave guidance on how to provide natural electricity to each house. This was free. Each house would be off the grid, at the same time capture electricity directly from the earth. Each house would have a bathroom with running water. There was a shower and a bath. Also, there was a toilet. This toilet was highly advanced. It would take the urine and convert it to potassium for fertilizers. The waste would then be transformed into fertilizers also. All the wastewater would flow through underground tunnels to a place where it would go through a process of converting the runoff water back to a pure state. Mother Earth told them the necessary steps to take place. One by one, the entire village worked on building the houses. The entire village helped in the process. It took 5 long years, but they accomplished it. All of them gained such wisdoms They figured how to farm inside using techniques that Mother Earth told them to use. What better advice to get directions from? At first, they only had seeds from Tibet and China. In the vast future, they would have seeds from all around the world. They had the perfect climate to grow anything. They wouldn't have even dreamed to use pesticides like we have today. You see, money wasn't the driven factor, so you can give man an inferior product. This was never in their consciousness. Day by day, they made improvements in all of life. They planned for the future. They saw that someday millions of people would live here. They planned accordingly. They made sure that future generations would be safe and secure. Every dragon and man was responsible for thinking outside the box. Daily in their meditations, they would get insight and guidance. You see, inside of each of us lies the universe. You are the universe. You just don't know it. It became a common experience for everyone.